The more you look and listen to the object, the more it tells you about itself. We've just been starting to look at the sofa with a view to identify where all the screws are, and then once we've identified where they all are, we'll be taking them out and removing the mouldings. The process at the beginning was to take off all the old upholstery, which means taking out all the tacks, of which there were thousands. You have to do that very carefully so that you don't damage the gilded frame or the original wooden frame. The next process is to store all of these materials, document them all, photograph them all, and then start from the bare frame. And then it's a matter of rebuilding new upholstery to look like original upholstery. So for the inside arms and the back, we've made new beechwood frames that sit just inside the sofa frame, and then we can attach all the ether foam mounts to it. The ether foam is cut into strips. It's a compound curve, so it curves up and down to the front. It's quite a complicated shape. The carved shapes are actually removable. They're completely independent of the sofa frame. It's a matter of using jigsaws to cut the planks of ether foam into strips, and then using a Japanese saw and metal files to shape the profiles. Hand stitching to apply the linen to Nomex strips, and then hand sewing again to put the trim onto the cushions. So lots of different skills required. The fabric is 100% silk, and it's a reproduction fabric pattern and a reproduction colour. In the 18th century, fabrics were often very narrow weaves, so this one is only 21 inches wide. Obviously the sofa is a lot bigger than that. You then have to cut the patterns side by side and sew them up. We've actually machined them, whereas in the 18th century they would have been hand sewn. And then it's about working with the curator to work out the pattern placement. Working with 100% silk damask has a few issues, in that it is quite sensitive to environmental changes, so it's good if you can apply the covers in the same environmental conditions that you will have in the gallery. The silk does take up moisture quite a lot, and when that happens it expands, and if you put it into a dry environment it can get wrinkly. We've had to raise the relative humidity in here to match that of the museum gallery before putting the silk onto the frame.